What's up, everyone? Candyman from the Candyman Show. I hope everyone's having a good day. Today we have the Devine Ladies collaboration in studio. Of course, I got my lovely co-host Alice in the center. How you doing?
What's up, Candy? How are you?
Doing just fine. Doing just fine. And behind the scenes in the back, we have our engineer slash producer Duke. How you doing, sir?
What's up? What's up? I'm good.
That's good. That's good. Now we have L25, who is singer, songwriter, producer, musician, and DJ now. She is here with us. um, Welcome back. Of course, new studio, but we have you back here. How you doing? You doing it?
Good.
You doing it?
I'm doing it.
So introduce everybody that you got here, that you brought with you. That catch
Okay.
card.
This is Victoria.
Hey,
We started this together
co-founder,
3 years ago.
co-founded this together. We've been working hard, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here on a late night. I know we all work hard, and I'm so grateful to be here. I know Elle has been, man, just putting in so many hours on our website and performing, making her music career while also doing a lot of this event planning. So if you need me to talk and you need me to introduce, I got you.
Well, so let's start off. Tell everyone about your event that's coming up.
Yeah, you want me to? Okay. So the Divine Lady Collab, we started 3 years ago. This will be our fifth show. And our next one is on April 25th at the Rayleigh Underground. This will be our biggest show that we've done yet. Our last one was in New Orleans. But we normally focus on bringing local women artists together. We'll have 7 different musical artists. We have aerialists, live painting, LED fire performances, maybe. But our theme is fire and ice, so we're mixing elements of wellness and community along with supporting artistry and so many different mediums of live performances. So this is a really special community that we've been pouring into and forming for the last few years.
That's awesome. Now, I mean, you've done New Orleans, you've been here in the DFW area. Now you have an even bigger stage. I mean, it's got to show you that it's growing and people are catching on. I mean, it's got to make you feel good, like especially when they approved, like yeah, do it here. I mean, when they said yes, what was that first reaction? Were you just like, really? Were you shocked?
Yeah, it's a dream come true. I mentioned to you earlier, we went to a separate event at this venue, and walking around, we said to each other, man, wouldn't this be amazing if we could curate something in a space like this? And those seeds were planted, and sure enough, we're doing our dream in like an incredible space that, yeah, we're stoked and have such a good team of people that have been supporting from the very beginning and have been to every single one. Um, so that's really beautiful to see all the relationships that we've grown and maintained over all of
Mhm.
this.
So this is an awesome networking event, and it's dealing with music and not only just music, but songwriters, authors, and stuff like that, right? Just a little bit of everything to kind of help people like maybe wanting to get into the industry.
So our focus is giving a space for women artists. We have 7 musicians that'll be performing. We have live painters off to the side. We have vendors. So there's a big focus on the live music aspect, while also creating that safe space, offering alcohol alternatives and focusing on the healthy sides of the music industry and kind of fixing the areas that we've seen in our lifetime of ways that we want to improve the way that events are thrown, and showing that artists should be paid for their time and setting the standard for how women can collaborate and should support each other, and that it's not a competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ask. I don't know if Alice, you had anything you want to throw out there, right?
Uh, No. Well, did you want to finish introducing everybody else?
Oh, yeah. So this is, we have two of the amazing women on our lineup that'll be singing some of their original music for us. This is Cauliflower and this is Kennedy Taylor. So when we look for the artists that we put on our lineup, we're looking for women that are working really hard and have great content and have so much potential that we want to see working together and putting on really cool shows. So thank y'all so much for seeing the vision and being a part of it.
So let's start off with cauliflower, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what style of music do you perform?
So I do pop R&B. So if you're familiar with sounds like Janae Aiko, Kehlani, that type of vibe, I kind of like to mix that R&B with pop vocals of like Ariana Grande and bring that together and make some magic with it.
So what drew you into the music? I mean, you just fall in love with it? What was there a particular artist or?
I don't think there was ever like a particular one. I think just like growing up with young parents who always listened to a lot of R&B, like Destiny's Child and Ashanti, I just kind of really picked up on liking that. And I always loved performing. And so I kind of like mixed the two worlds. I actually started out in public relations first, doing that for the music industry, learning the back end of things. And then for the past 2 years, I've been taking it more seriously and doing my own music.
Nice. Now, is it difficult, trying to jot everything down? Or do you keep a notebook with you at all times?
Oh, I think I speak for every artist. We always have our notes tab on us. Whenever an idea comes, we open up that app and just start typing away.
Yeah. So, I mean, Kennedy, you've been in the music industry. How long have you been in it?
Probably about 3 years so far.
Yeah. What style of music do you perform?
Like Cauliflower, I also do like pop and R&B. It's kind of a mixture of that. I would say my vocals are more pop. And then, I don't know, my style is just like, I don't know, you just kind of want to chill to my music. That's the best way I can describe it.
Okay. So what drew you into the music scene?
I think I've always just loved music and dance, but within the last 5 years or so, I started writing and then just writing to a point to where I was like, these are complete songs. And like, I want to express them to a lot of people. So just kind of fell into place, it felt like.
Okay. So I was going to ask both of you, when you're writing your songs, is it pretty much stuff that's happened to you, or when you walk around, you're like, oh, like you view things and like, let me jot this down right quick.
That's a good one. For me, I think it's more of stuff that I've experienced so far. I'm like being a writer for like the last 5 years probably, and then like in the music just like 3 or 4. I just really feel like some of the experience I've been through, they're very easy to write about. So just letting that kind of come to fruition.
Yeah, I kind of go off that, although I will say growing up I always loved writing stories. So what I like to do is I take a certain experience or a memory that I have and then I'll kind of write a story around either what I would have hoped the outcome would have been or what I'm just drawing out the storyline to be. So it's kind of like a mix of experience but also having fun in storytelling.
Okay. So what comes first, the beat or the song? I mean, do you listen to a track and you're like, and then all of a sudden just come up with words to go with it?
I feel like it's whatever flows naturally. Like, I don't think there's like a one right answer. Like, if the beat's flowing and all of a sudden you just have inspiration for lyrics and you're just going, and sometimes you just have emotions you want to get down on pen and paper and then put a beat to it after.
Yeah.
What about for you, Elf? What comes first for you, beat or lyrics?
Beat.
The beat? It's like, now, do y'all freestyle? If y'all hear a beat, do y'all ever do like a little freestyle?
Do I? Give me a beat, right?
I wish I had real quick.
I feel like a lot of our silly commercials that Elle and I have made for the Devine collab, we always end up freestyling, and it's really silly and goofy. So
okay,
Yes.
So I mean, do y'all get most of y'all's best tracks freestyling? Like, yo,
That'd be wild.
One day.
do y'all ever record y'all's freestyling, like just to hear play it back and you're like, I mean, I could use a couple of these little
Yeah,
sentences.
I
yeah,
guess to run ideas back, like they're in a vault. They're definitely in a vault.
yeah.
Okay. Do you do the same? Now, I have to ask, do y'all get writer's block? And how do you get yourself out of that? I mean, is there a way of getting out of that? I mean, do you just have to step away from the mic, step away from the music, just to, or I mean, how do you?
I feel like dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that help you a lot?
Yes.
Okay. How about you, cauliflower?
Yeah, no, that was a good question. I think for me, when it comes to writer's block, I always still allow myself every day, like sit down for 5 minutes and just like write away. And if you feel like you still have a block, you can stop. But if it starts flowing, then just go with it. I think that's my best method, because I know writer's block can be such a...
Especially like with a deadline to a song, you're like, oh man. But yeah, I kind of feel similar to that, like with cauliflower said. But I can relate a lot to the dancing too.
Okay.
Because like I grew up dancing and I was in like a company. So like anytime I feel like I'm having like not the best like mental space with music, like, you can just go to dancing and like feel so free. So
Now, when you come up with the music or a track, do y'all set yourselves with deadlines? Like, okay, I want to have this ready by this date and time. And do y'all pressure yourselves? I mean, do y'all kind of like, okay, we got to get back on it? Like, I know everybody, like, we're our own worst enemy, especially when it comes to writing or coming up with music and doing a podcast where we're pressuring ourselves. I mean, do y'all have that tendency to do that to yourself sometimes? You're smiling.
I feel like because I'm like doing that right now with the song I'm currently working on. Like I'm trying to get it done by the end of this month, but I feel like that pressure like being added onto it is kind of stopping my creativity from like flowing the way it should be. That's why I laugh.
Do y'all try to avoid giving yourselves that kind of deadline, or do y'all really like? Does it inspire you to like to keep going?
It just takes me however long it takes me to finish the song.
Yeah, I feel like you can't really put a deadline on it, but I think there does come a point where it's like, okay, well, what do I want to do with this? And then you have to set a deadline, because sometimes I feel like if you don't have at least like an idea of what you want, then you're just like stuck working on it for like over a year. And I know that from experience.
Okay. How about yourself, Kennedy?
I don't know. I have times where I don't know, like I'm blinking right now. But I get writer's block, and for me, I just kind of, I don't know, like I don't know, it's weird. Like I've given myself deadlines for like performing a song for like my sister-in-law's like Sweet 16, like her quinceañera. Like I said, okay, I'm gonna write you a song, and then it's like we're 2 weeks away and I have like half a song written.
Oh no.
But I ended up doing it. And I think for like a lot of artists, like you can put deadlines on that, and then like the bigger you get, like you have contracts, you have deadlines, like you have collaborations, but like there's always going to be songs like you finish and give yourself a deadline, and then you're like, oh man, like I could have done this differently. Yeah. Right? Like I can go back and I could have rewritten it, but it's already written, and then like it's already performed. But yeah, it's hard to put deadlines on stuff.
See, now, that you say that, leads me to this next question. When you're writing a song or when you're listening to the tracks, do you ever have it where it's like you're not there yet, but you want to just like, wait, let me add this a little bit, like overthink it? Do y'all have like a bad habit of doing stuff like that, where you're staying in the studio way longer than you should be? You're like, okay, I need to take it easy. Do y'all have stuff like that happen to you?
I'd say yes, for like background vocals or ad libs.
Definitely.
We're doing this for an hour.
Yeah, this last song I just worked on, I think I had 5 studio sessions re-recording it, and at some point I was just like, you know what? We're just gonna have to take the best takes from all of them, because it's getting like madness now.
I was gonna say, how do you keep yourself from like not overdoing that, overthinking it?
Well, I feel like for me, I think it just comes to a point where you just have to be okay, or like at least proud of where it's at, and you put it out. Otherwise, it becomes in the vault and it sits there and never sees the light of day.
Okay. Is that how you feel, like the same?
Yeah, pretty much.
So how many songs are in the vault? I mean, how many songs are they like? I'm gonna hold
How
off
many
on
songs
this.
come back out of the vault?
Ooh, I want to hear about the songs that y'all are gonna perform.
Okay. I can, yeah. So, I mean, I am performing 3 songs that are a part of. Are we allowed to curse on this podcast?
Shit,
Okay.
yeah.
Just making sure.
Explicit content.
But it's basically fuck girl season, and so the 3 songs I'm performing is really around what it's like to be quote unquote like a fuck girl, fuck boy. Just that whole personification when it comes to like lust and our own desires and creating our own reality in life to like feel this high that we want to. So the 3 songs I'll be performing kind of revolve around that. I don't want to give away too much because you have to show up.
Okay. How about you, Kennedy?
I haven't really decided on my set list, but I know I'll be performing a couple songs from my EP that I released at the end of last year, basically New Year's Day. It's on all platforms, so I'll give that away plenty. Y'all can go stream that. But yeah, just a couple songs from my EP, and then I have a single that I got to record in New York, like Labor Day of last year, so I'll get to share that with everybody.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Victoria, what songs are you gonna be singing?
I don't sing, but we are having such a variety show. We'll have several MCs, and we'll have like a clown burlesque ukulele player, and we were thinking of having a comedian, and I've done a little bit of stand-up, so I was like, part of me, maybe I might do
Are you
it.
the comedian?
Okay.
That's a lot of pressure, though. I mean, but no, I won't be singing. I'll be running the show and maybe leading some eye contact and some deep breathing. I'm more on the wellness and organizing side of things.
Oh, okay. Oh, you gonna be putting some tracks out there? Are you gonna let us know, or you gonna keep it a secret?
I'm gonna keep it a secret.
You gotta show up.
All right. Here's another question I got to ask you. How long does it take to come up with a set list? Do you already have everything like memorized? Like, all right, I want, I guess it depends on the event, right? What you're going to play, what you're going to sing. When you do that, I mean, what's the normal? I mean, how long does it normally take to decide what songs you want to put out there?
I think up until like the day of the show sometimes. Like, I think we can have like an idea of what the set list is, what we want to be, but I think certain factors always change it. Like I don't think there's necessarily like a time limit on creating a set list.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Sometimes you're like emailing the DJ the day of or hours before, and you're like, "Can you change this one out?" And then no.
Let's not do any of that.
Now, I gotta ask: has it gotten easier creating these events, or does it still get stressful?
Yeah, it's still always stressful, but I think with the more experience, it flows a lot easier. We know what obstacles to look for ahead of time. Each one presents a lot of new learning experiences. But we have a lot of fun doing it, and it's a big passion project that makes us really happy. So the struggle and all the stress is worth it.
So after the event is over, how long do you give yourself a break before you start planning for the next one?
We don't. I feel like we don't. When we first started, we wanted to do them quarterly, so for a year, and I mean, we realized really quickly that that's it. It takes so much planning that we were gonna get burnt out. So now we're doing 2 a year, and even then, pretty shortly after our event, we start planning. Like the next day, we're all pumped up, and we're like, "Oh, that went so well! All right, so what we do for the next one?" So yeah, it's a non-stop process because we like to keep the momentum going.
Right. Now, I know we've been talking about this event, but we also need to let everybody know how can they purchase tickets to come out and check this event out.
Yes, I'm glad you asked. So we have a beautiful website that is in the bio of the Devine Lady Colab Instagram. Follow us. And you can buy tickets at the door for $20. And we have on our website options to buy a VIP table. This venue is 2 stories and it has an amazing kitchen. So our VIP tickets that you buy will include dinner, will include cocktails, and you'll have some of the best seats in the house. So they'll start out around 150, and we have a lot of different options. And also, we have sponsor packages, and we are always looking for sponsors to help keep these alive and help us to be able to pay the artists and everything that we do, because we are, artists ourselves, and everything comes out of our own pockets. So this time around, I am really excited about the sponsor packages where we have access to these really large LED screens that we will be blasting people's branding in our promotions, and it'll include massages, and because that's my business, that's what I do, Self-Truth Massage, follow me. And we have really large booths that will, have dinner for if you want to party, and it's going to be a party. So yeah, lots of options, and
This is going to be an exciting. Let everybody know. I don't think we even told them what day it's supposed to be
April
happening.
25th. It's a Thursday.
April 25th.
8:25. Like it. So yeah, doors open at 5. Performances will start at 7 and we'll go to 11.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's going to be awesome. And is this going to be like? Do we feel like this is going to be like a set area, like continuous with the venue?
We like choosing a different venue every time,
Okay.
but we definitely love this space, and Elle performs and DJs there for different events.
Club nights and happy hours sometimes, and day parties sometimes.
And huge shout out to Fearless She and
Yes.
Kimberly, the founder of Fearless She. We're actually going to a networking luncheon, a recurring monthly women's luncheon, and Elle will be performing and singing at that.
Oh yeah, that's in a few hours.
And through those beautiful events, we were able to find this venue and get connected and get sponsorship. So I'm super grateful for Fearless She, and all the amazing women that make it possible. And all of
I'm
the
grateful for you
I'm so
and
grateful for you,
Fearless.
too. I love you.
I love you too.
I'm also super grateful for the men that support us and that show up and also make it a safe space. And we're, I think, the support on both sides and the balance of everything is important. So everyone is welcome. The show is 21 and up, so all adults are welcome. Yeah.
So I was gonna say I don't know if Alice, I don't want to try to take all the mics. But do you have? I don't know if you have any questions.
I think you asked all of them.
I mean, I do want to ask if other ladies who have businesses or want to reach out to you, how can they get a hold of you?
Through our website, we have a tab where you can apply to be one of our vendors. I think we still have space for one more vendor to become a sponsor. So through our Devine Lady Colab Instagram, we're both on there and we respond pretty quickly. So if you want to get connected in any way, if you want to volunteer, please reach out and we would love to connect.
This is going to be an awesome night. Once again, this is April 25th.
April 25th.
And it's going to be on a Thursday night. Doors open at 5.
Don't be late.
We'll have burlesque. You'll be laughing, crying, healing, dancing, breathing, connecting. It'll be a very soul nourishing time.
That's going to be awesome. Now, have you already been looking at other venues for the next one?
Maybe. Yeah, we had some that we initially were looking at for this one that maybe could be on the list, but I had a really fun time taking it to New Orleans, so I think even Austin, I don't know for the next one. But yeah, there's lots of
Now, do you have an
possibilities.
idea of another, like, if you could go anywhere to for the event, where would be like the dream destination?
Ibiza comes to mind.
Let me know.
Like,
I mean, there's been so much power in words and just saying what we envision and what we want, and it's been surprising to see how fast some of those seeds have grown, and so I'm glad you asked, and I want to speak more of that into existence because the sky is the limit.
there you go. Now, for anyone who's wanting to do something similar, or have ideas like what y'all have, what can you advise them?
Community support, finding your people, being authentic with yourself and who you are and who you're not, and I think that will attract the spaces and the people that you're meant to work with, when you really tune into that inner voice and stay true to what you believe in and your mission and your passion. I think the rest will fall into place.
I like that. That's gonna be pretty fire.
Thank you.
April 25th.
Yeah. Oh, tell them about your tattoo connection coming up.
The Tattoo Convention, Natural Ink Expo happening March. Oh my God, you caught me off guard. 29th, 30th, and 31st
Of March
of
29th.
March. Yeah, at the
And,
end of this month. It's going to be in Waco at the Waco Convention Center. It's going to be L25 and myself. I'm going to be DJing once again. It's been a minute since I've done it. I'm actually doing a vinyl set. So
Oh, I really want to learn how to DJ vinyls. Would you
it's
give me a lesson?
yeah, sure. It's a whole different. Honestly, I would advise anybody who wanted to try to do a DJ. I would love for them to start off as doing vinyl, just to And there's nothing like the hearing the sounds of the little crack in the record when you put that needle on there.
Yeah, especially as technology advances, I think it's beautiful to remember the human feeling and air of art.
But don't get me wrong. The one good thing about being a digital DJ, you don't have to carry crates and crates of records to an event.
Oh, I did want to remind everyone, during one of our first shows, we jokingly said that if you get a Divine Lady Colab tattoo, that you get free entry for life. So
Has anyone done it?
no, not yet, but we finally got a really cool logo that I might one day get tattooed. So, I mean, I already get them for free, but
No, that's gonna be an exciting.
we all
time.
go to the tattoo convention, get your DLC tattoo, and then that's your ticket for life.
So, I mean, has anyone ever approached about maybe doing tattoos at your event?
Oh, you know what? I feel like that thought has maybe crossed my mind, and I'm glad that you replanted, because that would be cool, wouldn't it?
I'm sure Alex knows
that's-
plenty of female tattoo artists that would probably love to be a part of something like that.
That is
I
a new
know.
trendy thing.
Large amount of female tattoo artists.
Please
Yeah.
connect us.
Because that's also growing in the industry, like with tattoos and stuff. You see a lot more, ladies getting out there and showing, and they're doing such amazing work, so much beautiful work on there. I mean, I've seen some of the work you've gotten on you. I mean,
Are we all tattoo havers here?
yeah, yes,
You
we
too?
are.
Yeah.
Yep.
All of us? What about you, Duke? Oh
Oh,
yeah, Duke, how are we on? Can you give me
how are we on time? No, what time is it? 11 o'clock.
Okay.
On the dot.
About it.
on the dot?
Damn.
How did I know?
Well, I know you have other obligations you have to
Got
deal
my
with.
little one. Got a baby.
Yeah, the baby. Well,
But
before
thank y'all so much.
I was gonna say before you go, once again, let everybody know where they can catch it.
Yes.
April 20.
April 25th. Follow us on Instagram at Devine Lady
Lady
Collab. And check out our website that's in the bio. Get your tickets. There's donation links. Reach out to volunteer. You can find me at Self Truth Massage. I'm in North Dallas. Come catch these hands. But yeah, just so much gratitude for everyone's support and to be able to make these happen. Thank you, Elle, so much for man. First thing we wake up in the morning, we're on the phone talking about it right before we go to bed. It's a really fulfilling journey to be on. So thank you. All
Thank
y'all.
you, guys.
No, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yes.
I know you had to dip out real quick. All right, let's do this. We're going to keep it going. So, Cauliflower, let me ask you this. If you could have any producer in the studio with you, who would you love to have in there with you?
That's a hard one. If you know who you would have, you can go.
Do you have one?
Off the top, I'd have to say Missy Elliott.
Mm.
Because I know she's an artist, but she also does a lot of production
Mm-hmm.
and engineering. So if Missy just wants to take a little listen sometime, like, and do her
Hey,
magic, like,
speaking into existence right now.
I'm not even mad at that response. I like Misty was one of my favorites since younger.
Yeah.
So that definitely that's a good one.
great. She's great.
Yeah. I kind of like, now that you said that, I feel like I would want to go with like Doja Cat because her production and the way she mixes that R&B pop with a little bit of rap is like so me, and it's so like mainstream too that I feel I would love to be in a room with her and just like create a song. But I
Okay.
need to think about that question. That's a
There you
good
go.
question.
I gotta ask you because we're gonna do another music question. If you could duet with anyone, if you could get in the mic with somebody, if you could have anybody to come and duet with you, do a little duet. Y'all recognize brain real quick.
I think for me, I would love to do a duet with Ariana Grande because I just love her vocals, and I think us together would be really, really like a really fun track.
Yeah.
Yes, and I just love to see her process, just be in her presence.
Would you have your own song like in a vault or anything that you would love to bring out with her?
Not one that I can think of off the top of my head, but that's a good question.
You'd have to come up with one, right? You have
Yeah.
to think about what she would do.
Absolutely.
How about you, Kennedy?
Session and everything.
Yeah, from start to finish.
Right?
I would probably want to collab with Drake because I know that just like one little like dance hall song and we'd be golden. Like,
She's got the strategy.
right? Like it's business too, right? But yeah, probably Drake.
Yeah.
Just do some like dance hall vibes with him.
Now, would you have it? Now, I was going to ask you the same question. Do you have a song in the vault, or would you have to just come up and write one?
I think we'd have to come up with one off the top and like have a whole session,
Mm-hmm.
do all that good stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, what was the first song that you had come out?
For me, it was my single at the end of last year. It came out like, I remember the day because it was very significant for me because it's my first release on all platforms, besides like YouTube or SoundCloud. But it's called Alone on My Own. And I got to record it. It's the one I mentioned earlier. I got to record in New York. So that was my first single release. And besides that, my EP. But yeah.
How about yourself?
Mine, like solo, just by myself, was actually in November of last year. It's called I Might, aka Fuck Girl Season. And that was really the beginning intro song that I wanted to put out there to really introduce what Fuck Girl Season was going to be about and the vibes that I'm in right now when it comes to creating music. And so that one definitely meant a lot to me. And Lord willingly, it got a lot of attention from the media and influencers online. So I was just really, really proud of that single and the kickoff to just everything that I have coming up.
Okay. So from when you first started to where you're at now, how is it a drastic evolution, or was it just did it slowly evolve to where you're at? And have you gotten to where you want to be, or is there still more that you want to do?
I think there's always more. I think there's always going to be more that I want to do, no matter like what peak I hit. But for me, if we're talking about from when I started in the music industry, I think I've come a long way from being, the back end of publicists and doing what I do now for myself, for other musicians, and to help them grow. And then to see where I'm at now and doing it for me, and how those connections being in the music industry has helped me actually being an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's crazy to see how the growth has been.
Okay. How about you, Kennedy?
For me, I think it's slowly evolving. I mean, it feels slow, but then at the same time, you're looking back and you're like, dang, a year ago I was just doing like open mic nights, and now like I have like 2 or 3 shows a month on average, and I know it's just going to keep growing and growing. Like you just feel that momentum, like when you really start it, you're like, okay, I'm not anywhere near finished.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels really good.
Now, do you have a city that you would love to perform in? If you could go any city and just show out.
I think I have 3.
You have 3.
I think that the 2 are kind of just like typical though, right? Like everyone wants to go to LA,
Mm-hmm.
everyone wants to go to New York City. I think those 2 would be really cool. But in my hometown in Hawaii, like I'd love to go back and just have the support of all my fellow islanders, and once I get into doing more of like that reggae type style music, be able to just connect with my people and my land back home, that would be really cool.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. I haven't really thought about that. I'm from Texas, so really nowhere significant here except Dallas, or getting to perform in Fort Worth, I think would be pretty cool.
Okay. All right. Alice, you got any question?
So yeah, I asked earlier. So you guys mentioned like things going in the vault. Do you ever revisit those and kind of pull them out? What would be something you would consider like, okay, this has been worked on too long? At what point do you decide that and it goes in the vault? And then what makes you come back to it maybe at a later time and pull those out?
It kind of depends. Like sometimes it's just time. Like I dabble in music production as well, so like I'll be in like they call it a DAW, but like I'll be in the program, and then I'll have writer's block, and I'll get through like writing half a song, and then there's some songs that it's been like a year, and you go back to it, and it's just kind of like, well, this has been sitting here like this whole time. Like then it kind of gives you that energy and momentum, like, okay, maybe I should go back to other ones. So then you try not to sit on them for too long. So like the vault for me, it probably is like just a span of like 6 to 8 months, maybe a year.
Has any ever been like one that you completely forgot about, and maybe you were just roaming through something in the back and you're like, oh, I remember that. Hey, you know what? I need to go ahead and pull that bad boy back out.
That's a YouTube beat. Dang.
The YouTube window doesn't even work anymore. Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, it just happens sometimes. Like, I really want to go back in the vault when a new idea I'm working on, just like there's writer's block, or maybe I just can't think of anything else to create, because for me, it's easier to create based off of more recent things than going back. But sometimes I do go back, and like she said, there'll be like a YouTube link with a whole song written, and I'm like, wow, let me go back and repurchase this beat.
Wow, that's okay. So what's of course we're going to be seeing these 2 lovely ladies at the Devine Lady Colab in Dallas. No, it's in Irving, right? At the Tornado Music Factory. That's gonna be so fire. Now, are you excited about being able to perform there?
I'm really excited. I mean, I think we can both agree this is like one of the biggest shows that we've done so far, so
Yeah.
it's very exciting.
That's gonna be so dope. I mean, I'm really looking forward to that. Once again, it's happening April 25th. Doors open at 5. You can still get your tickets. Go on to IG. You can pull up Divine Lady Collab. Sorry, blah 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 blah. My bad. And you can definitely pull them out. Now, if they want to find your music, how can they find you guys?
Yeah, well, you can find me on all streaming platforms, all social media sites. For my music, it's Cauliflower, and for all of my socials, it's at Kali the Girl. That's Kali the Girl. And I just want to like plug in real quick. I do have a single coming out on March 29th.
Okay.
Yes, it's called Got a Clue. It's a song all about falling in lust with someone, not love, but lust. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one.
All right. How about you, Kennedy?
For me, you can find me on all platforms as well, under Kennedy Taylor. It's my name. So we try to keep it original, but I don't know. It's funny. I found another Kennedy Taylor on there. And now I'm feeling a little like there's some beef, like some street beef. I'm like, she's country.
Got my name.
But no, yeah, Kennedy Taylor. And then I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok, but you can find me on there, Kennedy Taylor 22.
Okay.
It's funny that you brought up that because when I had chosen Cauliflower, there was also an artist who also had that. And what's crazy is that they also had the same branding colors, the same aesthetic. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm about to release all this music.
Well, look, if need be, we know some wrestling and MMA promoters. We can get y'all in a cage or in a ring and see winner takes the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy.
No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. I'm not, no,
You're putting ideas in my head.
no, we don't. Damn. Now, I forgot to ask. I mean, do you get a lot of support from your family and friends when you told them, "Hey, I'm about to make this a career"? I mean, were they kind of like hesitant? Were they kind of nervous?
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, my family is definitely nervous, and I think that's why initially I started out on the publicist, like the media back end, because it just seemed more realistic. And then, but my friends were always very supportive. They always wanted me to go after my music. I just think I held such a realistic mindset for a long time, and then once I kind of broke out of that and going after what other people wanted from me and what I wanted for myself, that's when I felt like the real support finally came from my family and my friends. And yeah.
Okay. What about you, Kennedy?
I definitely feel the support from friends and family. Like, they're always like, when are you going to be in the studio next? Or always come into the little shows, you know? Hopefully they'll all be at this one. I'd like to manifest that they will.
Yes, they will.
They will.
So, your first live performance, was it a little nerve-wracking having your family out there in the crowd?
Not really. I think you get more nervous about who you don't know because you never know who's there. So, like, your family, like my mom, she doesn't come out to a lot of performances because she kind of lives a little far out. But, like, anytime family or friends are there, like, they're the ones I'm looking for. Like, I'm like, I want to make eye contact with you because you make me comfortable.
Do they make the most noise?
Absolutely.
You're like, yo, mom's chill.
Oh, no. I want
You
louder next time.
So how was it when they saw your first performance live?
My family saw my first performance live. Well, they used to see me in talent shows in high school, so they're kind of already like used to it. But like being an actual artist going out here and doing this thing was last fall. They were very supportive. They all came out. They had a great time. I think they're just family. They're always going to like say you did amazing and great and not really give like any constructive feedback. So it was good.
So I was going to ask, I mean, what was it like when they're like, hey, what's the name of your song? Fuck girl season.
I think I've always been the very like, I'm going to do whatever I want type of person in my family, to where it wasn't really shocking for them that I do what I do with Fuck Girl Season. But, you know, they're not always going to be like blasting it in the car, of course. And I do make clean versions for my little sisters to listen to.
Okay.
But they're supportive.
All right. So let me ask you, when you see, you know, a young lady wanting to do what y'all do, what can you advise them?
The best thing I can say is just put yourself out there. Like, don't be afraid to be yourself and like explore all those facets of yourself like at a young age. Cause like it's been probably a good 3 months or so, and I've started like going back to being like into painting and things like that. And I would have never thought, but like I'm selling my art on the side, and it's like that's pretty cool. And I never would have put myself out there, like thinking that way. But it's like just put yourself out there because you never know what you're going to be good at, and you never know who's going to want to collaborate with you and grow with you.
Yeah, I think going off of that, for me, are you okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's over here dying.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You need a water break?
No, we're good. We're good.
For me, kind of going off of what she said, definitely putting yourself out there. And also, I try to encourage, like, even my little sisters who have dreams, like, just look at what you're doing about it right now. Like, are you actually taking time to learn about what you want to do? Are you surrounding yourself with people who are going to be able to help you move forward in what you want to do? And it's all a mindset, really. So I really, like, encourage anyone who wants to do anything that seems very ambitious to just look at your daily habits and is everything you're doing on a day-to-day basis leading up to what you ultimately want for yourself in the end.
I like that. That's awesome. Once again, you can catch them live at the Devine Lady Collab happening April 25th. You go on IG. You can still purchase your tickets. They even got VIP tables. It'll be a good time. You can see these two amazing artists get out there and show you what they've been working hard for. It's going to be an amazing night. And you can also catch them on all the music streaming sites, Spotify, Apple Pod, all of it. You're going to be on all of that stuff.
Tidal.
And I'm sorry, once again, that last part got me. But before we go, Alice, you got anything else you want to?
I think that's been, I think Candy's handled most of the questions
I'm
today.
sorry.
Great.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think that's pretty awesome. Like to be able to actually go up there in front of, especially at like the Toyota Music Factory, that's going to be so large, and I think that's pretty cool. Like that you can get out there and do that, and that's pretty amazing. So.
Thank you.
Well, look, before we go, do you got any shout outs real quick you want to put out there?
Like shout anybody out?
Shout anybody out. Shout them out.
Okay, I'm going to shout out my boyfriend because he's patiently making dinner, doing laundry, basically doing everything I do, but like 10 times over because he's amazing. So thank you, babe. And I also have a single coming out, so can I just plug that real quick? It's called Vinyl. It's a collab with Trip Sona, so y'all stay tuned. It's funky as hell.
You haven't had a release date yet?
No.
No.
But before, like, definitely in the spring. Like, we
Okay.
got it cooking up like a month or so.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to shout out, per usual, all my friends and family for supporting me, because without any of that, I would not be here doing what I do as well as I do. And I also want to shout out the Divine Lady Collab, for putting on such an amazing event, having us be a part of it, and really making a stance for what they do in the community. And last but not least, like the man upstairs, because nothing I do would be possible without him either.
Well, look, I appreciate you both very much. Thank you so much. And I really look forward to seeing what the future has in store for both of you all, especially with Victoria, especially with L25 Divine Lady Collab. Bigger and better things are definitely going to be happening for all of you. And we're here for it. And anytime, you're more than welcome to come back. If you got any more music you're going to release, or if you're going to be performing anywhere else, your door's open.
Thank
You
you.
can come out and we'll promote it and have a good time and chop it up. And I mean, we're doing right now. We're having a good time. Alice, you got any shout outs?
Just mostly, the same. You guys. obviously without you, we wouldn't have the Candyman show. And thank God for Duke because he helps me stay sane. But yeah, that's about it. You guys, be my dream team.
Duke, you got any shout outs back there?
Shout out my boo. She hates that I'm out here late at night, but I do it for the boy. I have one question.
Oh, okay.
Does pineapple go on pizza?
Depends on the state.
I think pineapple can go on pizza. I don't think it should be called Hawaiian pizza, though.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I'm not for the
That's
name.
my hot
but
take.
Okay. You said depend on the state?
I think so.
Are you a pineapple pizza person?
Here's the thing. I don't want you to put pineapple on the pizza and then bake it. But if you're going to bake it with some chicken and some barbecue sauce and then you take it out and you put fresh pineapple, like we could
See,
talk about it.
Like the Gecko one that I was telling you, forced him to try. He's not a pineapple on pizza person.
No.
I don't know if I've ever had fresh pineapple on pizza, but that kind of sounded good.
It's good.
They
I
have
can't tell you where I've tried it.
They have one like at Gapco. I think it's like that. It was like the chicken and barbecue with pineapple and stuff like
That's
that.
where I've tried it. Because the thing.
I gotta try this place now.
Why? Why?
Again, you have the palate of a child.
Look, Miss Banana Laffy Taffy, root beer,
And candy corn.
and candy corn. Yeah.
I love all of that.
It sounds great.
Again,
Oh my
the
God.
palate of a child.
No.
Candy. And that's how we conclude today's show.
You're so right.
Outvoted.
I want to thank our amazing guests for coming in and talking to us. Of course, my lovely co-host, who's getting on my
Batshit
nerves over
crazy.
here.
I know.
Yeah, it's driving me batshit crazy. Exactly. Along with my engineer / producer Duke in the back, who's going to make. I don't know when we're doing this, but he's supposed to make a pineapple pizza and bring it here for me to try. In fact, he wanted to do a whole segment
Oh, we are.
about all the foods I don't like because because I said the cinnamon butter at Texas Roadhouse is trash.
We're bringing all of these things.
I mean,
I don't fully agree with that, but I also don't think it's as hype as people make it.
it's overrated, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Kennedy, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I really like butter. So like regular butter. I don't know. It's hard. I'm just being honest. It's a tough one.
So I was talking to a buddy at work, and he wanted me to try this chicken where it's honey butter chicken.
Ooh,
It's
that's
an egg
good.
infusion.
That's gonna be
It's
good.
like it's a place in Fort Worth called Keeks. So I'm gonna try that. What?
No, it just reminded me of a video that my husband sent earlier. He was like, it's a guy cooking a steak, but he's got like this, what do you call those? Those like Dutch ovens almost. And so he put on the stove and it's like 15 sticks of butter that he melted, and then he put the steak in
Yes.
the butter and then put it in the oven and then cooked it, and like my cholesterol.
That sounds so good though.
It sounds like it's gonna clog my damn.
It
No.
sounds good though.
No,
Yes.
it's a lot of butter. Just a little bit on the pan, a little nice
You
sear.
can never go wrong with butter. Just as long as it's not cinnamon butter.
15 sticks of butter.
Okay, I don't know about that part. Well, how
That's
thick
the
was the
thing.
steak? Was it like a big, thick?
It was like it's a good thick. I mean, it wasn't huge. I wouldn't.
Okay,
No.
so I'm thinking like a big old slab, like
No,
half
no,
a cow or something.
No, it was like something,
Okay, that's a little
regular
different.
size steak, maybe an inch and a half thick, and he put it in there and inside all of the butter, and then I think he put like honey or something or whatever,
Salt,
and some
pepper.
seasonings, and threw it in the oven to cook in there, and then he, seared it on a skillet. But it's like that's a lot of butter.
Yeah, but my mouth did water some of that, but just thought.
I know I'm getting
steak.
hungry.
Yeah, I know. But thank you once again. One of these days we'll try this pineapple on pizza. Do you dip it in ranch? There's my other question. No, real quick before we go.
Not
Do you,
with pineapple, no.
No.
do you do ranch?
No,
do you dip
That doesn't
pizza
sound
in ranch?
right. That doesn't sound right with Pineapple.
No, I mean any pizza and
Oh.
ranch.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah.
If it's fully savory, yeah.
Oh, especially the crust part.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I'm not a ranch person.
Says the
either.
person who made pineapple brownies.
It was an experiment, okay?
You're not putting that one down, buddy.
Yeah.
It was an experiment, okay? Because there's a lot of chocolate.
Didn't you agree to like pickled chocolate the other day too?
No, I did not. No, I did not. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Wait, pickled chocolate sounds like something people
It could
already do
possibly
though.
work like sweet
Yeah.
and salty. Yeah.
No. That was Delicious Doom, who was. They were even saying that they didn't want that. That was not a good combination. So they had me on that. So I knew that. So once again, I'm sorry, we all over the place. My bad. But thank you both. I appreciate you. Big shout out to Victoria L25 also. I know they had to run and handle up on some things. Divine Lady Collab. Pull them up on IG. You can still purchase your tickets. You still got time. Get your VIP table. I think we should get a VIP table. Hey, thank you all for watching. Of course, you can catch us on our website. Thank you.
CandymanShow.com. You
Candyman
can catch
Show.
us on Spotify. You can also catch us on Apple Podcasts. We also have our videos on YouTube. But you can find all of that on the actual website itself. So www.candymanshow.com. You can watch the current episode and you can listen to all the podcasts and the YouTube video on the website links to the YouTube webpage.
There you go. We thank you all so much. We'll see you all again soon. Have a great rest of the night or day. However, enjoy it. Peace.